Hello, my dear friends. This is your weekly astrology horoscope. During the upcoming week, we have two significant events. The first one is on Monday. We have a new moon in Gemini. And on Friday, Mercury is turning direct. So those are the two major shifts, which are actually quite important that we are expecting. First of all, we begin with a new moon. So in a way, this is a new beginning. This is a new phase, a potential new direction. It may not be so obvious right away because the ruler, Mercury, is retrograde for the following few days. But nevertheless, we may still reassess something or restart something or just feel the energy building up inside of us and preparing to guide us in a different direction. So pay attention to your thoughts, your ideas, your plans, and try to also concentrate on the practical skills. How can you become better? How can you improve your skills? How can you find the right information that you need? How can you find also the answers that you need the most? And the first place to look for those answers is within you, especially because Mercury is retrograde. So have a meditation. If you are journaling or you have another way of connecting with your subconscious mind or allowing messages and intuition to come, then please do this. Monday would be a great time for this. After that, we are getting closer to the stationary phase of Mercury. We will feel this the most on Thursday and Friday. So keep in mind that communication might be slower, also more problematic sometimes. Things may take more time, or some things may need to be readjusted or fixed. So that's all normal. And after Friday, more like towards the weekend, we might feel like things are really shifting. Things are kind of like going in a new direction. So that's especially interesting when we keep in mind also that a few days earlier we are having this new moon in Gemini. So things may start to go back to normal, as we like to say. And we will be able again to communicate better with people, to even start new things that would be very important for us. And overall, we might be able to find clarity. When Mercury is retrograde, very often it might be difficult to understand things, or we might have some kind of doubt, or we may hesitate sometimes. After Mercury turns direct, I expect that we will have more clarity. And that's also a nice thing. So let's look into the other days. And frankly, we don't have many important aspects this week. So basically, those are the two major shifts. Monday with the new moon, which is a great time for also some kind of inner work, inner preparation, with the intention of what should you do in the outer world then. After this, on Tuesday, we have a minor aspect, but positive one, between Venus and Jupiter. And this is an aspect which can bring luck, something positive when it comes to emotional matters, financial matters, education, our big plans and ideas and goals. So Tuesday is pretty nice for both personal and career stuff. The moon is in Gemini still on Tuesday, so for communication, for again some kind of brainstorming of ideas, planning, all of those things can work well. On Wednesday, the moon is in Cancer. So the atmosphere becomes more emotional, we can be more sensitive, more intuitive also. And the aspects of the moon are pretty interesting. So the moon will have a square with Jupiter and Mars, and on the other side, sextile with Venus. Together, this combination means that when it comes to competing with others or trying to find or show who is best, who is better, trying to prove that you can do more, like, when we come from the place of, allowing our ego to guide us, we might not succeed that much. And it can be frustrating and it can trigger even some conflict or anger issues. But if we connect more to the Venus energy, which is the energy of love and compassion and kindness, and on top of that, Venus is pretty strong right now in Taurus, we can be much more fulfilled and even successful. So on Wednesday, I would recommend you to come more from the place of connecting with your feminine energy. If you're a man, absolutely, you can also connect with this more gentle, nurturing side of yourself. And to take care of some personal matters, family stuff, relationships, those can also be some priorities for us. Then on Thursday, Mercury is already at the stationary phase. So it means that Mercury is already very slow. So be mindful with things that especially require fast approach, fast decisions, sharp mind, concentration. Like those things may not work so well, especially because Mercury is also in a very slow sign. Mercury is stationary in Taurus. So if there are some really important decisions, conversations, it might be better to postpone them and to, on Thursday, to focus on more routine stuff that don't necessarily require lots of thinking and finding solutions and, those types of things, or something brand new. Something routine, something that you already know how to do, you are familiar with that. Try to focus on that on Thursday. And the moon will have a sextile with Uranus, so we still might do something meaningful, and there could be something interesting and exciting. On Friday, Mercury turning direct, so that's good news. We, as I said, might expect things to go back to normal after that. And actually, Friday is the most active day of the week with 3 more aspects. So Venus in a quintile with Saturn can, for example, from one side bring some stability when it comes to emotional matters, financial decisions also, and a more practical perspective. We might look at things in a more realistic way. Venus also has a semi-sextile with Mars, so that can be a nice aspect for relationships. I want to say dates, but if this is something brand new, then maybe not because of the stationary phase of Mercury. If you are already in a relationship and you won't use this to kind of resolve your most important problems and, clarify all the things that need to be clarified. If you are not focusing on that, then absolutely it can be a great time for dates and relationships as well. And the other aspect is between the Sun and Pluto, minor challenging aspect, which may bring some tension, desire to have some kind of control, to either keep things under control or avoid feeling controlled by other people or circumstances. But this aspect can also bring more motivation and desire to commit to something, to maybe change something. So Friday is this interesting day. The energy will bring some desire for, action, and the energy needs to be directed somewhere. At the same time, we need to be able also to contain this because things won't resolve very fast because of the stationary phase of Mercury in Taurus. Until 3 p.m. the moon is in Cancer on Friday, so the atmosphere is again more emotional, we can be more sensitive, and around 3 p.m. the moon ingresses into Leo, so we might feel more encouraged and willing to focus on something personal that is important for us. And when the moon is in Leo, actually, it's a pretty nice time for having fun, enjoying some experiences, or even going to a party. So that might be nice for Friday night. On Saturday, we have an interesting combination. The moon is in Leo, and we'll have positive aspects with Mars and the Sun, which means that the day is very good for some active work. It could be at home, it could be something creative, it might even be related to your business or work, but focus on something dynamic and be proactive. On the other side, the moon will have a square with Venus and Uranus, which means that when it comes to personal decisions, relationships, we may need to be more cautious. In those areas, we might be kind of impulsive. So yeah, just be mindful about this. And finally, on Sunday, the moon is in Leo and will have opposition with Saturn and square with Mercury. So more attention when it comes to communication. We may need to respect some kind of limitations or something that may slow us down a little bit or something that requires more work and effort. But after all, the moon is in Leo, so if we focus on joy rather than judgment, criticism, over-focusing on details and what's not okay and what's not working, we may actually enjoy a great time. So, personal choices, as always. That's our perspective or our week ahead. And we are really moving into a new phase, so it's interesting how we are going to respond to all of this. I hope you will find your answers and your new direction, and you will feel inspired also to do something with this energy. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you very soon.